Guys, I hate to tell you this, but, as you could tell by the title, yeah, my love for the Smiling Friends is kinda dying. Now, I'm sure someone's gonna be like, wait a second, Colin, why would you say that? Smiling Friends Season 3 recently came out and it's been a blast. I only saw the first 2 episodes and that's about it. I know there's more that's coming out, but honestly, I didn't have the urge to go check them out. Mainly on HBO Max, because, well, I don't really pay attention to cable that much. Now, this may shock a fair amount of people I know that actually, well, no, I like the Smiling Friends. Because when I heard that there was a 3rd season, I was happy, but I wasn't, super excited or anything. And as of recently, these episodes have been coming out every Sunday night and the next day on HBO Max. Now, since I think I've mentioned that Smiling Friends is the best thing on Adult Swim, I don't know if it's just a phase or anything, but I don't really feel that same love as I do anymore. Because recently, I've kind of gone back into watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I might do a separate review for it, I'm not sure. But to cut it short, I've loved Aqua Teen for, I think, barely 10 years. And when the show surprisingly came back for 5 extra episodes, I think, last year or this year? It was either one. I was actually excited, but I was surprised because I thought the show would be over in Aqua Teen forever. I know there's the Plantasm movie, but that was a while later. It was a good movie, by the way. I haven't seen the first one yet, believe it or not. Okay, we're getting off topic here. So, I at least want to say this. I like the first 2 episodes. They're fine, but I don't have that same love as I did back for the first 2 seasons before Season 3 was even announced. In general, I haven't even been watching Smiling Friends recently. Maybe I've just moved on to other stuff. Maybe it's just forgotten. But the third option is, maybe it was just somewhat of a phase. I don't want to say that, but it's just an option that I'm throwing out there. I am passionate enough to do these 2 things. Do some fan artwork and even make a Plus series on Instagram. So yeah, you know what? Forget that third option I just mentioned. Maybe my excitement for the show just isn't really back yet. Because if anyone doesn't know, you kind of should. I'm focusing more on other things that I'm much more passionate about. If anyone doesn't know, Bluey and Pokemon are my 2 favorite things on this earth. Yeah, there you go. Either way, though, I'm still not really super invested into Smiling Friends Season 3. Again, I'll get into it at some point. I'm not completely giving up on the show in general. But I'm just kind of not really super excited into Season 3 right now. I'll give it a while, but if I actually change my mind, I might do either 1 or 2 things to this video. Leave it up and say outdated, or I might just take it down entirely. I'm not sure, though. Okay, so sorry for the weird cutoff point from this point onward, but guess when I actually first made this portion of the video? November 14th of 2025. It is now February 5th of 2026, and now's the time where you can actually get this video uploaded. Well, I'm gonna get it uploaded, but you could see it. And yeah, I hate to tell you all this, but Smiling Friends, kind of like the Amazing Digital Circus recently, has been forgotten. Although, in my opinion, not as forgotten, because recently I did hear about some new merchandise that came out. Hot Topic is now selling Alan, Charlie, and Pim plushies, which I don't have any of those because I didn't really have the intention to get them. Well, okay, sorta. U2's released a few figures, and I kinda honestly don't really care about them. Despite how cool they look, though. And also, by this point forward, Season 3 is finished, and I have some things I want to say. I've seen the first 6 episodes, but the last 2 I haven't actually seen yet. I saw episodes 3, 4, 5, and 6 on one day when they all came out, and to be 100% honest with you, I was bored about 80% of the time, with some moments like Curse of the Green Halloween Witch and Pim and Shirley Save Mother Nature actually surprising me. Don't worry, I'm not going to actually spoil those episodes, but check them out if you want to. In my opinion, Silly Samuel and La Voyage Incroyable de Monsieur Greenoli are the only 2 episodes I could say in this season that are fully good. Even though I've seen them only twice. Once on HBO Max when they actually came out, and then another time when I actually saw them rerunning on DirecTV, and that's about it. Going back to what I said way earlier in this video, when I previously was trying to record this, remember how at one point I was actually getting into Aqua Teen? Yeah, that still does hold up, even though I haven't seen too much of it, but still, I actually still love Aqua Teen. And I say that because, I don't think Smiling Friends is the best thing on Adult Swim anymore. It was at one point, and remember, this is just all my own opinion. If you want to think that Smiling Friends is the best thing on Adult Swim, then yeah, go ahead. But hey, Valsky Bum, no. Smiling Friends is not the best cartoon of all time. That's Bluey's job. Now, for the past few months since Season 3 actually has been coming out, the show, unless I actually hear about it getting a new episode, I haven't really been fully in the mood to actually check out any of my previous episodes, even some that are my all-time favorites, like the Smiling Friends Go to Brazil, the Murder Mystery episode, etc. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I recently haven't had the urge to check out any of my favorite episodes. My opinions haven't changed about them, it's just that my love for the show has honestly decreased a lot. Not out of hatred or anything negative, but by me not really caring about the show too much anymore. Maybe I'm just reaching burnout, I don't know though. But here's the thing, for Bluey, and yeah, I know I sound like a complete and utter broken record, but I just want to mention something just so you all get my point. For Bluey, this next upcoming month will be my 4-year anniversary, and I have nothing but the still 100% passionate love I actually have, and it's only grown stronger every day. But for Smiling Friends, that lasted for maybe, a year, and then that just kind of slowed down. But around the time when Season 3 was coming out, my love for the Smiling Friends pretty much came to a complete and utter dead halt. And while the show hasn't been as forgotten as something like The Amazing Digital Circus, since like I already mentioned, there was new merchandise that was coming out, but I didn't have the motivation to actually go out and buy any of them. Except maybe the plushies like 1 or 2 times, maybe 3, but that's about it. And recently, I haven't had the full motivation to actually go and finish Season 3, or at the very least check out any episode from Seasons 1 and 2. I'm not kidding. Ever since April of 2024 up until, by the time I'm actually trying to finally upload this video, that's how long I've been into the Smiling Friends. How long I've known them, and yeah, I honestly don't know what else to say, so I'm just going to try and wrap this video up. I'll say this, if anyone somehow disagrees with just my opinion, then get the hell out of my video, because seriously, you don't need to be here. But for the few people to everybody else that actually understands this video, then I thank you. This, alongside The Amazing Digital Circus and the other 4 franchises I mentioned recently, are stuff I've completely given up on. But can I be honest, I kind of don't have it in my heart to say I've completely moved on. Kind of like Digital Circus, there may be some hope, but I doubt it for both franchises. I have seen some fan videos which I actually like somebody modding their Wii to have a Smiling Friends themed Wii menu, which is actually pretty impressive, but also kind of spooky at the same time. Rodrigo Drogo's doing an Adult Swim prank footage video that I actually like, even if it's like 5 minutes long. And no kidding, that's all the fan content I could think of. If somehow Smiling Friends Season 4 comes out this year or next year, I'm definitely not going to be too excited for it, because I might have already moved on, but we'll see though. If you don't hear back from me in a while, then yeah, I might give up on this, but I'll at least try to make an update video, even if it's like short. So yeah, hope y'all understand this video. But anyway, with that being said, I'll see y'all later with what we do next time, and that'll be all for now.